Hey guys, Cory here from Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. This is a true story, by the way. Finally getting over a bit of a cold, kind of felt not the greatest all week, but hey, what better way to get over a cold than digging something out of a snowbank? This is all a true story. A couple weeks ago I was scrolling through Facebook and seen a neat whatever, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Didn't think nothing about it, gave it a like, whatever, eh? 2.5 weeks later, 2:30 in the morning, I wake up. Hey, I've got that. I've got a lot of parts to build something similar to that. Let's go grab it right now. So I laid in bed and hemmed and hawed how I'm going to make the frame and everything else and blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, 3:30, I'm like, it's been an hour, let's get up. So, yeah. So, by the time I got ready, it's 4 o'clock, 4:30ish right now. And we're going to go dig a body out of the snow. I'm not going to say what it is, but we're going to go dig some crap out of the snow right now. And then I'll bring it in here. I got the fire going already, so I'll put it on the wood stove, let it dry up, and then see what I've got here. So that's all a true story. 2:30 in the morning. It clicks in your noggin. You wake up. So most normal people right now would be sleeping. Not going to lie. Most normal people would be sleeping. Not me. So I'm going to grab my Coke. I'd like to grab my boots, but I left them at work. Find a snow shovel and let's start digging. Hey, not normal people. Oh, my body aches. I should be at least watching buried children right now, but nope. Alright, let's go dig out some snow and find some metal. Okay guys, like I said, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and it's dark out right now. I brought the body in. It's sitting on the stove. It's basically melted off. I didn't film me digging out the snowbank because it's pretty dang cold out right now. I just went and grabbed another piece of metal for the frame I'm going to start making. But this is what I'll show you. This is what I'm making. It's all more or less it's a little warm. So this is what we're going to do in this next video. We're not going to restore it by any means. We're going to lose the front axle. We're going to radius this out. I'm going to go pick up some tires today. I've already started finding some metal. Here's for the frame that Ryan got me. It's a little overkill, but it's all I could find. I've got one part here, metal for the leaf spring. I'm going to have to get another piece of metal or start digging around. And some metal for the axles. I'm not going to lie. I kind of, like I said, I seen this on Facebook and I thought it was pretty neat. And I'm like, I have the exact same body. It's just sitting in a snowbank. We're never going to do anything with it. It's probably going to go to the swap meet and get 20 bucks for it. You know, whatever, right? We're never going to do anything. So I've got a plan what I'm going to do with this when it's finished. So I'll keep you that in the next video. But this whole video, we're going to mock it up and have it all done. So it's just building a cart. So, but yeah, I'm going to end up cutting a hole in the hood here. I did try putting an Edelbrock carburetor. It doesn't work. So it's an AFB style. So I've got a Holly Derrick. I'll go see him in a bit here. I think he's got a few of my old Hollies. And I've just got some few ideas. So like I said, a guy kind of made it. And I'm going to kind of copy it. But nothing really. Like, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Just junk laying around. So, but I got a few other ideas I'm going to do that he didn't do. So I think his body's pretty much the same size. Or same style. But yeah. But like I said, this thing's pretty roached. I'll knock a few of these little dents out. So we'll give it some love. And then like I said, after when we're done with it, who knows what we'll do with it. But something different, something fun. Should be working on this stuff. I'd like to actually start getting back to working on that. Or my 55. But let's work on some fun nonsense garbage. So anyway, I'm going to clean this stuff up and figure out a frame here and start cutting up some metal. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty crusty under here. So don't feel bad, guys. The guys that restore these things, I'm just going to hack this thing up. So we'll take the steering out and yeah, we'll go from there. I hate to say, there's more metal on this car than my actual real car. There we go. Hate to say, I did cut the column back as far as I could keep it. So I might try to reuse some of that, but I doubt it. I'll just put a piece of steel in there. We'll cut that off. Now I'm going to trim this off a little bit. And actually, I hate to say it, guys, I got to go to work. So enough playing around, and yeah, we'll be back tonight when I get home, and I'll bring some tires home. All right, off to work. See you in 12 hours. Okay, so we're back to working on this thing. So I'll show you the tires I just picked up today. But anyway, like I said, this morning I was cutting it up. It's got some good dents in it. I actually did find there's the original blue. Kind of matches like a D5 blue almost. Hey there, Chris. Hey, hey, hey. No, we're not painting this thing. We'll knock out the cobwebs. But yeah, you can see she's been rode hard by a lot of kids probably. In the front there, she's kind of got a wobble, so we're going to bang some of that out. So, and like I said, the hood, the hood's pretty dent, but unfortunately most of this is going to get cut out. So yeah, even a little hole here. I wonder if it had mirrors at one point. Anyway, so here's the rear tires. Not exactly what I wanted, but they'll work. So, and I got front ones in the car. It's just, I'll show those in a little bit later. Not exactly what I wanted. I wanted more of a flat tire, but these will work just fine. Like I said, I don't want to invest a lot of time or money into this thing, so. But I guess right now I'll start measuring up the frame, and we'll start welding up a frame. Actually, I'll change my jacket, and now let's get to work. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Yeah, I've got some road rash on this fender. I might spend a bit of time after I build the frame here and kind of take some of the dents out so it doesn't look so beat up, but we'll see. All right, let's go get to work. Okay, so I made my frame. Basically, it's going to sit in there somewhere. I'll make braces to support it. What I think I got to do now is I'm going to have to start hacking some of this stuff out to determine where I'm going to put the wheels, like all this part where I guess the seat was going to be. And then I got to find some material for the axles here. I'm going to turn on the radio. Sorry, Beastie Boys. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to, radius this, take this stuff out because the tires are going to stick halfway in kind of deal. And I'm just going to use this one by one. I actually found this stuff, so like I said, this is all going to be overkill. I didn't need to use solid half by half, but that's what Boog had, so why not? I'm going to try to see if I can find another piece of steel, and I'll bend my front leaf springs. So making progress here. So the next time you see it should have a frame on it, and we'll show you. We'll start hacking that nonsense up. So yeah, making stuff out of nothing. But yeah, you can just see this poor body. So yeah, we'll try to straighten it out a little bit and give her some love it deserves. Okay, people, it's been a little while since I've shown you what I've been doing. Here is my custom half-ass mocked up frame. The tires, I haven't decided where I'm going to go. I'll cut the axle later. Ryan doesn't know, but I took a fancy piece of steel. It's probably worth more than all of this project. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to measure my ride height here for my little axles, or supports, or whatever you want to call them. I'll probably give it about 3/8 of an inch or so that way it has clearance. But yeah, not too shabby so far anyway. And then, like I said, then I'll make up the leaf springs here, and then make my axle. I was going to, we'll see how it goes today, see how far I get, but I'll talk to Ryan, see if when I cut the axle, if you can put it in the mill and drill a bunch of holes, slotted holes in the axle. It's the details, people. So yeah, but yeah, later on I will fix kind of this stuff up a little bit and whatnot. But yeah, it's got some issues. But yeah, she'll just turn out just perfect. But yeah, not too shabby, kind of 80s vibe here, you know, whatever. I'm just rambling, but yeah, I'll measure up these two, cut them, and weld up the back.
Okay, so I got things kind of mocked up. Made my front axle basically where it's gonna go. They even kind of look like Krager's a little bit. I bent my front leaf spring, we'll call it, but it's about inch and a half too short. And I kind of like this little rake that I've got going here, so I guess I'm gonna go to the old metal store and go grab 2 pieces and bend them up. So yeah, so off to the city. I just roughly, this hood's all beat up and dented up. So carburetor that I'm using is obviously no good, but here's the rough indication where I'm going to cut out. And all I'm going to do is somewhere in there should be some spacers. I'll bolt a spacer up underneath through here, and then I'll just run some plates and bolt it in and whatnot. And might use that scoop. If not, I got something cooler, so we'll see. So I guess we'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, actually not too bad. Like I said, total waste of time doing this, but why not? But yeah, I'll definitely straighten all this nonsense out later and fix it up and do as best as I can. But yeah, at least I'll get rid of all that badness there and whatnot, so we'll leave it as is. Yeah, pretty neat there, folks. So anyway, we'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, I was actually able to find some steel, so I didn't have to go to the city to get it. I did tack, everything's just tacked in. I realized it moved on me, so I got to move my axle a little bit so at least it sits parallel on the leaf spring, so I'll fix that in a little bit. That's not a big deal. So yeah, this is kind of the overall look kind of deal, not bad. I got my Hurst shifter there with the Jimmy Shine knob there, so I think that'll be all right. I was debating on using 2 Holley carbs, but that's just going to be a lot more work to make brackets, and yeah, I don't know, I'm still on the fence, but I think we're just going to use a Holley. So I think that's going to be my main plan. It might make it more difficult than it needs to be. That way then I'll have like some fuel line and some other stuff and whatever. So we'll make it look good. We got some air cleaners to go by for a reference. But yeah, it does, well, it does roll, but the tires are still rubbing on the rear quarter, so I got to bump that up a little bit or grind them. So that's not a big deal. But it does roll when it doesn't have a body on. But what I'm thinking is, later on, it won't be in this video because like I said, I'm going to be making some funky headers here shortly. And I got to cut all that stuff off. Don't worry about that underneath there. What I'm going to make in here is a box probably in the next video on this thing. And that way I can put the, you know, pop in there and put some ice in there and actually serve as a purpose. So why not, eh? So yeah, I'm going to address those leaf springs. I'm going to cut that one apart and address it and make it a little straighter. But I just wanted to kind of get the image of what it's going to look like. So not too shabby. We're getting there, folks. Okay, so we're back to working on this little contraption, whatever you want to call it. Actually looks pretty darn good. So anyway, what I did was I went and grabbed some steel. This is going to be my headers, believe it or not. I just put some slight little bends in them. I'm just going to use a little, cut it off here, cut it off there, and then I'll make like a little round collector at the end, and then I'll support it underneath the old fender well here. Like I said, it's pretty tough to explain. But I haven't decided if I'm going to have the bend part coming out like that or come down like that. Well, it's a little long, but come down like that kind of deal, and then have a little collector. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, so stay tuned. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Just like everything on this thing, I'm going to wing it. So yeah. And I might have an idea for this area here. I'll show you in a little bit, but let's get the headers done. And here I noticed, like I said, I got to radius this out a little bit so it doesn't rub, and then right at the back too. So we're getting there. Pretty snazzy. Alrighty. Okay, so one header's all in. I'm going to paint it flat white. Like I said, it's just stainless steel tubes ran down with a slight bend that I just welded to the brace, and I just made this little collector, if you will. So yeah, it's not too shabby. So I'm off to the city actually to go pick up a crankshaft for Derek right now, so probably go pick up some white paint and paint these headers. I'll make the other one when I come back, and yeah, maybe grab a big gulp. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it actually turned out not too bad for what it is. So like I said, I'll come back, I'll make that, and radius the wheel wells out, and might try to make a windshield. We'll see. I got an idea I already bought, so we'll see. If we screw it up, It's not the end of the world. So yeah, it's getting there. And then, like I said, then after that, maybe we'll bend some metal and try to make it for a little floor and cover up the wheels and all that. And that way we can you know, drill some holes, and that way we can put some pop in there and some ice, and it actually serves a purpose. So yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, making things happen here, folks. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, guys, back to working on the little carts the next day. Got sidetracked yesterday for about doing drywall upstairs in the bathroom for about 4 hours. So back to working on this thing. We were working on this for a good portion of the morning. Taillights are all working. Power to the brake light switch and turn signals. It's just my front wiring harness is just absolute garbage and destroyed. So ordered a new one, so that won't be here for a couple more weeks. So unfortunately, but I'll be plugging away a lot of stuff on here that I'm just gonna get done. But figure there's no point showing wiring because it's boring. But yeah, good thing we got that part figured out anyway. So anyway, enough talking about that. Back to this little turd. All right, so you may ask, what are you going to use for a windshield? I went in the house and I had options. That looks like a windshield, possibly. Actually, kidding. Went to the dollar store the other day and just happened to notice that they had either red or blue. So I'm like, we'll go with blue. So that looks like it might almost fit. And then I'm going to notch it out for the scoop. So I think that's what we're going to try to do. But before I do any of this, Boog should be here in a minute with Casey, and I think we're going to go see Derek and Chris for lunch. Then after that, I'll start cutting up a windshield. I got to figure out how to glue it to the metal. I'm thinking probably JB Weld. So we'll try some of that stuff and see. So I think that's about it. Hopefully you should be able to, like I said, mount it and then kind of notch it out for around for the scoop. So yeah. And then, yeah, we'll start making a little box for here. Alrighty. Little update, but yeah, we're going for lunch now. Probably KFC. Yeah, probably KFC. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Should actually have probably gotten 2 of these. Splurged, people. Splurged. That way if I break one, oh well. Alright, we'll be back. We'll straighten that up a little bit. We'll grind off some of the ugliness, smooth it off. Make an incision somewhere. Let's see where. Flex out for what we need. We'll trim it down a little bit, and yeah, I'll show you the aftermath. Not too shabby. I still give it about a 0, maybe 10% chance of working. We'll see. Now I'm just going to use some JB Weld and mix it up, and hopefully that'll hold it down. We'll see. All right. So much for the salad bowl dressing, dealing thingamabobber. Oh well. Dollar store to the rescue, folks. Uh-oh, it cracked. Uh-oh. Well, good thing it only cost me $1.50 because it was a flop. I'll show you in a second, but I spent a bunch of time trimming it and everything else around the carburetor, but if it don't look good, it don't look good.
Don't look good?
It don't look good, Bug. The windshield's a flop.
Oh, that's not good.
It did not turn out well.
Well,
no.
it's there.
It's, yeah.
If you think, if you come back from about, here maybe, it looks mediocre at best. Oh, there's $1.50.
I didn't pay for it. All right, I'll go back to, as you can see, my bastardized
I see that the air horn was ground off.
Gently massaged off. All right, well, I'll start making my box. I'll do a better job on that. But yeah, the windshield is kind of hit or miss. More of a miss.
Fair enough.
Okay, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave the video at. I quickly cleaned up or painted it black. Paint doesn't seem to be sticking the best. Probably should have wiped it down, but that's neither here nor there. Might mount a tack there or a gauge of some sort to look like something. I have gauges. I just don't have any mounting brackets or hardware for it. So yeah. So I think that's probably where I'm going to leave that. Actually, what I was going to do, I had these little guys left over from my 58 Pontiac. I was thinking about putting something in there, but might be kind of goofy. So less is more, kind of. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it at. When it warms up, I'll put it outside or whatever on the deck. I've already been instructed not to bring it in the house, but I think I will be when somebody's not home. So yeah, I'll put that in beside my engine block. So yeah, somebody wanted me to paint it, but by the time you straighten everything out and no, I got better things to do. So we're just going to leave it at this beat up ratty old stage. Leave in the comment what you think of the headers. I think they actually turned out pretty cool with my little collectors and whatnot. So yeah, pretty neat. Like I said, I seen it on Facebook. Somebody built something similar to this. There's a site with a bunch of stuff like this. So like I said, it came to me. I was sitting in a snowbank. A friend gave it to me about, I don't know, 10 years ago. And it's been sitting outside. Never was going to do anything. So it's either going to go to swap meet or eventually get thrown out. So why not build some crap out of it? So why not, eh? And it looks pretty cool. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this video. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Maybe buttered chicken for supper tonight. Maybe. Anyway, guys, leave a comment what you think about this thing. Was it a waste of time? You can be honest. It ain't going to hurt my feelings, but whatever. We'll see you on the next one. Actually, next video, I'll be back to working on this. Like I said, our wiring harness is ordered, so hopefully in a couple weeks it shows up. I'll piddle around with a bunch of other things. I might work on this for a little bit. We'll see. I'd like to get back to on that. And I would, it's probably looking like it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I wanted to work on my 55 Pontiac, but because like I said, I got a bunch of stuff for that, but that'll probably be later on. So I think I'll work on this for a little bit next time. I don't know how much I'm going to film. It's just a bunch of little piddly crap to do. So, and a lot of piddly little crap to do on this. So anyway, guys, as always, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, good or bad, and let me know what you think about this ugly little gem. All right, peace out. We'll see you on the next one.